but we're resilient. We're strong. We do bounce back, and we will bounce back. And that's what I think we have to remember.
Yeah,
Who's gonna guess?
Ronstadt is like a German name, but
That's what I was saying. I'm like, Linda Ronstadt? Wait.
Yeah.
Not Velez or Perez or Rodriguez or
No.
yeah. I love learning new things. I love learning that this movie that's been out since the damn '80s. I ain't never watched it, and you had my man almost James almost in there, and I ain't never even heard of it. And I'm hearing so much about the rich history of it that I didn't even know. That now I have a greater appreciation for the connection our Black and Latino, families have. And it makes it, and it's just an even more richer experience because now I'm proud to know that we had that connection even way back then. So yeah.
The stories of how they came up with the music are amazing.
I was telling Abu about the whole Linda Ronstadt family connection. He didn't know.
I didn't even know she was Mexican. I swear to God, this is like the first. You heard it here first, live on the stream in 2020. The president finally found out that Linda Ronstadt was Mexican. He thought she was white from the day she was born. So yeah,
nope.
I know. And it's so weird because y'all actually was like, yeah, she's Mexican. You ain't know? No. My mind was already blown from Linda Ronstadt. I don't know. Okay. No, you can top that.
I'm gonna top it right now. So let's blow the president's mind one more time. Amazing, and I want to see if the president knows who's singing this.
Yo soy su querer. Cuando me dicen que ya se va el tren, adiós madrecita.
Linda Ronstadt, everybody.
That was Linda Ronstadt?
Yeah.
I give up. Y'all win.
Bro.
Wow.
Listen to this. It's the #1 album ever in the United States of the what do you call it? All Spanish language album.
Mm-hmm.
Like triple
from Linda Ronstadt.
Yeah.
What made her? Because obviously she couldn't have been born Linda Ronstadt.
That's a stage name for sure.
That's the stage name, right?
No, it's not.
No, really?
No.
Ronstadt.
That's her name. Ronstadt. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's her name.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ronstadt is Latino.
Yeah.
Because
you got to understand, a lot of people immigrated. A lot of Europeans immigrated to Mexico. I mean, there's a lot of different names. I mean, Salma Hayek. Hayek is Lebanese.
Okay, well, my ignorant ass was thinking it was a Spanish, Latino name, like regular, Latino, like Rodriguez and Valdez and this one and that one. So I'm thinking she came to the States.
No, but all of those names, but interestingly, all of those names that you just said aren't actually, most of them aren't Spanish names. Most of those are Portuguese and other types of names. So all the ones that you're just quoting right there are actually.
God, why am I not writing this shit down? She was.
I have a tiny mind blower that has to do with the film and the beautiful actress Rita Hayworth.
Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm. Because Rita Hayworth is Latina.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really?
And they made her over kind of the Hollywood way.
Oh my God! Why am I the only ignorant person here? Everybody is so damn cultured up here.
Earlier within that, she actually was one of the members who was a major money contributor and a signatory for the Sleepy Lagoon Defense Committee.
That's what I was going to bring up, which is about this whole film. So I was like, Rita Hayworth? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Rita Hayworth. Yeah. Oh, I love this scene that from Gilda. Gilda, are you decent? You know, when
Me?
she's yeah, exactly. And then she pulls this whole sexy look.
We have another mind-blowing Mexican for you as well. I don't know if you know this, but
Man, what are y'all? What is this? The mind blowing live stream of Abu Nas? What is this?
are you ready for it? Abu,
I
you
guess,
ready?
yeah.
You ready?
Let me see what's up. Oh yes, I did find this out. I did not know this for many years, but somebody, I think about a couple of months ago, I found out about it, and that shit blew my mind. That blew my mind. But then again, it was like, well, all right, now I know why I was, always in love with Puerto Rican women ever since I was little. It started from her. Yeah, it started from her.
So yeah, Bunas, Linda is actually from Phoenix, Arizona. Linda Jean Cordova Carter.
Linda Jean Cordova. Oh my goodness. Yep. Bravo.
Yo perdido mi amor más y tú no reconoces si lo que es amar.
Nina, and then we can all chat.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, hello. Yes.
Hi. You hear me? Okay,
Hi.
cool. Because I was having some mic issues. So, yay. Cool.
Everybody, it's
because,
Nina Diaz. Wow.
Hi. You know why it's the tech is messing up? Is because we're talking about spirits. That's why everything's going all whoa.
Well, you know what's funny, Nina, is that I just repurposed a video, the best punk rock covers of Selena.
Una decía que te amaba, no lo vuelvo a hacer. Ser ahora es cosa de ayer.
Not knowing you were coming on the show, right? Like,
oh, cool.
Like 3 days ago, and it was of course Si Una Vez that you guys had done. So
yeah.
and now you're doing something with Chris. So I know you're deeply connected to the legacy, which is now a really amazing legacy of Selena.
Oh yeah, I'm so grateful for that as well. I know that anytime I have a chance to be a part of a Selena tribute, I am 110% there, because I know that there's so many other people out there that are like, they would just love to be a part of something like that. So whenever that comes across my table, I'm just like, of course, because Selena is one of the many artists that paved the way for Latina artists like me to do what we do. And then singing music in Spanish is something that I'm actually opening the door more to. So it's nice with artists like Selena, where you can hear her accent in the beginning, because she wasn't fluent in Spanish. Like, I'm not fluent in Spanish yet. So it's really encouraging to see everything she got done just by believing in herself and her family, and having a great partner by her side and her fans. So it's awesome. I feel like San Antonio in general, I mean, it's my home. You know, I lived in LA last year, and I had a great time in LA, but coming back home, it was time for me to come back home. And anytime there's a big festival or something here, it's just so warm, you know. And not to say that other festivals, you know, I played some festivals and stuff, and they're cool, but here in San Antonio, it's just it's like at a family barbecue or something, you know. Like, it's just like it's like everybody knows everybody, and it's cool. And the last time I played Diaz was a couple years back on the Arneson stage downtown, and it was just, it's like that feeling when you do remember somebody that's passed and you can feel their spirit around. It's like everybody feeling that all at once. And it's exactly right that this is the time to broadcast something like this, because there's so many people that aren't in the mood at all for anything, which is understandable because of everything we're going through right now, that this is awesome to be able to present to them and say, hey, let's all just have a moment and remember those that we straight up lost because of COVID, but just in general, let's have at least this time to like.
But let me ask you this. Take the politics out. Take everything out, what you just said, right? Take 2020 out. This is still a great event to be a part of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
What you guys have built with Faith and the Taco Fest, and just kind of like you said, you know, San Anton's really unique. But This lineup is sick, man. This lineup is sick.
And I'm so happy that we got because with the South by Southwest, we were gonna be a part of me and Chris, part of the Selena tribute,
right?
That y'all were gonna have there, and we were gonna do Fotos y Recuerdos. So I'm so happy that we had a chance to actually do it. So to talk to Chris about it, he's like, "Yeah, I'm down," because it's something that we were already planning to do, and it's a perfect song to play for this type of festival. So it's kind of, I'm glad that it came full circle in a way where we were still able to jam and
well, it's funny because I've gotten more Licha would crack up. I've become more of a Selena fan over the years, and Fotos y Recuerdos is like my favorite. It's like my top 5. She does a lot of great covers, like on her Instagram. I see you, girl. I
just released some covers on Bandcamp too, because when COVID hit, I got this random job scaring birds downtown. Like it's like you're a human scarecrow and you like put a light in their face because it's like I need to get some cash. I don't have no shows. And then like something weird happened where it's like, all right, it's not safe for me to be downtown. Let me stay home and make music. And so I posted, I'll do commission covers for people, and I did about like 80 covers of like random artists.
Wow.
Dance, 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 dance to the radio. Double feature. Dr. X. Well, come on, let's go, little darling. Tell me that
we need entertainment. We need escapism. We know the messages are out there. We know that. Yeah. And we know we're got to do our job and vote y todo, but we need entertainers like you.
Si una vez sea que te amaba, eu me arrepiento. Si una vez sea que te amaba, no sé lo que pensé, estaba loca. Si una vez sea que te amaba.
So you already recorded this, Nina, with Chris?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
You're happy with the end product? Have you seen the end product and are you excited?
I've heard it. It sounds awesome.
It's awesome.
It's I think it's exactly like I'm really lucky whenever Chris shares with me about Selena, and I'm really anything at all that he shares. And I just love how the whole process of this was very, very down to earth, very simple, nothing too crazy. And I think it's actually something that she would jam, that she would love this tribute. You know, it's nothing like too many like, you know, like it's very, very warm.
Fotos y recuerdos, yeah. Oh, yeah. Fotos y recuerdos, yeah. Oh,
yeah. It sounds awesome. Yeah, Carlos, he's a part of it. Mariachis de Campanas. He was one of the producers for it, and it was really smooth, the whole process of it, and having the cameras in there, and everybody was safe too. We all had our masks on, and there's hand sanitizer everywhere, and it was a good time, you know. And I hadn't really been out, you know, so I'm like, I'll make an exception for this song, you know. If Chris is cool, I'm cool. Everyone's cool. We'll do this, because I'm definitely been that, because I live with my parents, you know, and they're older, so I've definitely been the one that's like, only if I have to go out, you know, and like zip everything up whenever I do. So, but it felt safe, and it just had a really great vibe there. You know, I think everybody was just happy one to be together, but then also to be paying tribute to Selena at the same time. It had a really sweet vibe. You have to. I get to see it. Ha ha ha.
She gets to see it.
I'll open up my big muerto eyes.
No, that's what my eyes look like all the time when I'm singing. They're always like, they used to call me crazy eyes because of
that was one of your shticks, Nina. That's why so many of us.
It still is. It
still is. That's why we love you.
Yeah.
That's why you're just amazing. Nina, you next, girl.
Hello, Nina, alcoholic addict.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh wow, yeah, it's true. I mean, there have been a lot of people that it's been forcing you to see some things that you may not want to see right now. It's been crazy, but we have community still.
Right.
We have these ways of connecting, and it's great if whenever you feel like you're ready to take advantage of it, because we're all here, and to be a part of this festival. It's really helped to because when I came back to San Antonio after living in LA, I was already in a slump. So I've been slowly, but that's life, right? We're always kind of going like that. So I'm kind of I'm on this road right now, going back up, and I'm glad that Diaz is a part of it, and to be able to pay tribute to Selena, who's been a big part of somebody that I looked up to for so long in my music career, just in life in general. And to be connected to her in some way, I just feel very grateful and honored. And to have a really great community of people like Faith and Jim and Diola and Alicia to connect with and to be part of these streams has been awesome. And personally, I just released some cover songs. I'm working on my new record and doing it all here at home. This is my studio space. So
yeah,
me and my husband, yeah, right. Green screen. I've learned the green screen and now I can't stop it. I love green screen stuff. It's fun. It's fun. But yeah, right now it could go either way, but just know at the end of the day, there's somebody there that's ready to help you and listen to you. And there's great events that you can get inspired by. Streams, again with Dia, this stream going on, I'm sure it's going to spark some inspiration. If you check it out, you should check it out. And, but yeah, just keep up.
Nina,
bye.
A pleasure. We'll get you back on the show.
Yes, please.
Es todo lo que me queda de tu amor, solo fotos y recuerdos.
Like within our community, with los Latinos, that there's not a lot of people that it's hard to find people who are really focused on improving their craft as opposed to accomplishing an exterior goal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I feel one, just generalize it to these times. People don't really talk about it, and I can't wait to read books on it. We have gone through, the Industrial Revolution in the past. This is a social media revolution and a technological revolution that we have not been taught the benefits and the harms of the way that our psyche has changed with how we interact, how we connect, how we work. So when you just push a button, when you just hit on the microwave 30 seconds, when you just, push a button to press play, you don't see all that it takes to do a show. You don't see all it takes for a lot of things. And so our minds become complacent, our energies become complacent. So then it gets misguided. So you step in, and too often people step into it, and then they see how demanding it is, and they're like, nah. And all of it, you're developing your book, you're developing your tours, the show, your own artistry. And so aunque no se mira, no saben, no se dan cuenta, maybe you need to take a step back. You're like, oh wow, I'm in the beginning stage of this, which is why I chose to come on here, because I'm like, I see what y'all are doing, and I want to be there in the beginning, and I want to come back later, because it's obviously these things grow when you give them time and space, and so let it develop in that phase. Strengthen your narration skills, your storytelling skills, and then you're going to be able to do that to someone else. And then maybe you and when I went to Europe, I went to a Jack the Ripper tour. But it's so famous, right? The story. But I chose to go through a specific certified storytelling Jack the Ripper tour. And the only way that you would go on that one is you had to tell them a code. And then they were like, oh, you're allowed. And they would even rag on the other crew that took the other one that was on the Groupon or something. And they were like, look, they don't even know. They're telling them to go over there. And that's what
Obviously, it's... No, go ahead, sorry.
But that's totally me and the Zootsuit Riot bus tour to Sleepy Lagoon. We're all, you know how we do that. And so, sometime you've got to come out with us on that one.
I will. I swear I will.
Yeah. So, Hollywood is getting a lot of slack from people, from the fans. And then the Academy just came out with the requirements for Best Picture. It seems that all these people are trying to create solutions for representation. And then Leguizamo just went ahead on a news item. He's boycotting the Emmys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I just want to get your take on all that, because, you know, I'm in a family. I'm in a family. I mean, my girlfriend is a working actor. I know the day in, day outs.
Yeah.
Right. I know the reality. It's just like what you talked about being prepared. You never stop working. What are some of these misconceptions that people aren't getting in your opinion?
What are these misconceptions that people aren't what? I'm sorry?
What are some of the misconceptions from people dissing Hollywood celebrities to the boycotts people aren't understanding, in your opinion?
Well, number one, there's this culture that if you're in Hollywood, if you produce a product, you have a right to rag on it. And that is your first MO to give it a harder time. Why aren't we giving it a benefit of the doubt first? Why do we have a culture that's negative instead of positive? There's that. Okay. Then I feel with the Oscar requirements, also to tie in with the Me Too movement and diversity, the pendulum has been swung this way out of force. There will be balance, my friends, because this whole time the pendulum was this way with white male storytelling. And it's been less here because of the Me Too movement, because of the diversity of culture that has begun. And now we have these requirements from the Oscars. So y'all might not like the other extreme, but we've been dealing with the other extreme for how many decades, eras? So I hear you that it's frustrating, that it feels maybe that art is being controlled or facilitated, and we're not for that. But obviously the art needs it and culture needs it. Let it happen. Adjust with grace, and the pendulum will swing and balance. Just enjoy the ride. You're going to see some amazing things because of it. Why would you assume that because of that facilitation, there's not going to be great things because of it? My boy Don Leguizamo, I saw him at UC Santa Barbara. He did Ghetto Clown, and I asked him a question as well. And I support him 100%, but I do feel that the nature of boycotting is too much of the vein of cancel culture, which I do not support. Obviously, if we're talking about negativity, then I don't support cancel culture. If you can't see, I'm for the art. That's how as much as you guys think it's just buying a movie or buying a ticket, I always think, what are people going to say about this time in history? And what are they going to say about Latinos? Okay, what are they going to say about Latinas, Latinx? What are they going to say about that kind of stuff? So I agree with him. Everyone has their right to their own opinion about boycotting. But for me, you're going to miss some things, like the way Tax Collector was missed. You didn't get to the public, the critics took our power away when we had a place of agency and autonomy to choose Creeper being what it was. But the story wasn't about race relations. The story was about a mafioso who was begrudgingly in a world he didn't want to be in. So you start thinking negatively, you're all the way over here, but bro, we were here. And you're missing the show. Like, what are you doing? So to me, I feel like we have a lot of information coming our way, but we don't have enough mindfulness, spirituality, collective consciousness, and that's what you guys are doing naturally. Although it's just like casual. People do watch this. People will watch this. People will watch this again, and it's important to speak your truth, like Don Leguizamo did, and I still support him with his choice. I also support that, specifically his comment on cultural apartheid. It's 1,000% true. It is most definitely cultural apartheid, and we need people like him and others that will speak for us. And so I stand with him for sure. However, I'm a little more nuanced on being swayed so easily in these times.
And scene.
All right.
Very good.
Man, imagine having to remember all that, like for a movie.
Wait a minute. Good thing I recorded this.
What?
Wait a minute. We actually have a pre-recorded tip. So this is for Noemi. This is your tip, Noemi. Oh, here you go.
I don't just watch Latino content. I also watch Asian content, Native American, First Nations content, Black content, and I ride or die for that content, and not because I know it's going to be for me, but I know what it feels like to have that support. So it's not just us. We're going to be the no ones to lift us up, because honestly, as a culture, we tend to be very happy-go-lucky, content, and docile because of where we've come from. But we're also luchadores. We're also guerreros, and we've been asleep for a long time. And we're getting it's darkest before the dawn, you know. So I feel that when I watch, I don't just watch Latino content. I also watch Asian content, Native American, First Nations content, Black content, and I ride or die for that content, and not because I know it's going to be for me, but I know what it feels like to have that support. So it's not just us. We're going to be the no ones to lift us up, because honestly, as a culture, we tend to be very happy-go-lucky, content, and docile because of where we've come from. But we're also luchadores. We're also guerreros, and we've been asleep for a long time. And we're getting it's darkest before the dawn. You know, okay, you know what I'm talking about. So right before.
Damn!
Wow! Wow!
Whoa! Bring him back in.
Well,
Bring him back in.
too.
So we're about to go there. They're about to wake up a sleeping giant, and it's us united. It's privately, and obviously I'm becoming more public, and I'm very scared about it because I already talked about celebrity Hollywood culture. Our pride is a double-edged sword. We have so much pride for ourselves, but not enough for the collective Latinidad. You know, and we need to stop being like, well, that George Lopez mom wasn't my mom, so I'm not gonna watch that show. It's like all moms are exactly the same.
You know, it's funny you say that. Someone on Facebook, they posted this picture, and then it was about the Paul Rodriguez show, and it had all these wonderful Eddie Almost like early '90s photo of them on the set. And then someone in the comments said, that was before he became a vendido. He's the worst. I'm like, this, you know, that's...
People are always trying to tear down successful people who work hard.
It's a point in time, but it's a point in time that was huge. A Latino on late night, on prime time. Anyway.
Also, remember this. Y'all, a lot of people don't take this into account. In the 90s, we had even more limited representation and spots for Latinos and Latinas and Black individuals, people of color. So at that time, the way I equate it, mad respect to Will Smith, but like at the time, they're like, Will Smith, help us get favored nations, help us get paid the way you do on Fresh Prince. This is a big show. And at that time, the culture was, I'm me, I got me. I'm not going to let this go. This is a huge opportunity. So like, y'all figure it out because I worked hard to get here. Right now the culture is hay campo para todos, hay para cada uno. So I'm not competitive with my fellow sister Latina.
I hope so.
I'm not competitive with I'm just
because that's what killed Latino Hollywood in the 90s. No, that's what killed Latino Hollywood in the 90s.
And so that's what I'm saying is there's not just with Latinos, but in the 90s and the older generation of celebrities, I've seen a difference with when I work with certain individuals that Gabrielle Union put it really well in her book, We're Gonna Need More Wine. You know, at the time it was like, I'm getting mines, so like get out of my way. But she had to realize that she had to change that narrative for herself, because now there's so many other Black women that aren't just the one Gabrielle Union of the time.
And excuse me, because the example I'm thinking of, and I'm not going to mention any names, is a Latino director who had a chance, who had an opportunity to grab my hand, Mijo. You're the next director. You're the next director. And you know what he did? He turned his back on these people that I know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that was like a turning point because this guy was the top of the top.
You're not making room for the new. And the new is sending the elevator back down. David Ayer, white guy, Chicano in spirit,
Love him.
wrote, you know, Denzel
Jiu-Jitsu
Washington's character,
Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. He was supposed to be Denzel Washington was supposed to be a brown guy. I know the son of the father that this character was based off of.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, while I'm here, just mad love to George Lopez. I've worked with him. Mad love to Paul Rodriguez. I've worked with him. His son, Paul Rodriguez Jr., who's also in Selena the series.
Nice.
And I've worked on Paul Rodriguez on a very indie pilot series that was just filmed as a sizzle reel to sell to Hollywood. We made 6 things together with Kiki Melendez, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, it's been a couple years, but like, it was a very grassroots and professional thing, and he directed me. And you know, people want to say that what they see is what they get, but y'all don't know the history or the journey that happened behind the scenes. You know, where that he's not like that. George isn't like that, or you know, stop harboring all the pain and frustration because you're not letting go and making room for the new development. You know,
that's what I love about the slant. We don't all necessarily agree about everything all the time, but I'm trying to create that forum. And you know, I go on to these other shows that are considerably more conservative, and we talk about sci-fi and representation. And the fundamental thing that they don't understand is that they've always had the playing field. So I'm like, listen, you make sense, and God bless you that you'd never thought about representation, but until that field is level, I'm gonna keep giving you shit.
Oh, that's it. No, I'm enjoying. I mean, I'm enjoying the inspiration, and it's really great to hear someone, making it, happy about making it, not just wallowing in bitterness, because I see so many people who really are not really getting us those type of roles, getting us in there because they are just so wrapped up in their own bitterness and you know, this whole spiraling circle of rejection, you know, that spirals out of control. And so it you know, I'm inspired.
To that I say stick to the work. You know, like get into a class. If something is not getting traction, then fix it. You know, and don't say that it's because they didn't give you the upper hand or that they didn't do that. At the end of the day, it was me and grace of God that I got here. You know, like it's my work, it's my time in the studio, it's my time on my drum kit, it's my time, you know, before set that gets me where I'm gonna go. So if you're having a hard time but you want to place blame on someone, maybe you should take a step back and say take a step back and really look at where you're hiding in yourself. Where are you hiding in the work where you can be honest with yourself of like, you know, this could be strengthened. You know, my reel isn't that good. You know, maybe I should take a class, you know? So, and also community, you know, you're not always, people are all hustling. So maybe it's not going to work out, but stay patient. Look how long it took me to get here with you guys. Like,
I didn't give up.
No. If you lose 100% of the hits you don't take, right? Like now I can like look out for that. Now because you guys told me about John Leguizamo's critical thinking, I'm gonna watch that. You know what I mean? Like I've been obviously wrapped up in this set life experience, but like, no, let me know. Like, cause Raza does want to know. Raza does want to support. They want to go to the carne asada. They want to go to the quince. They want to be like, sí lo conozco, sí le hizo el libro desde antes. Like, you know how we are. So like, mad love. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Keep doing what y'all are doing.
I'm glad. Very nice.
I really enjoy this show. I see what y'all are doing, and stay tuned for October is when Tax Collector comes out internationally. Maybe y'all can watch it again with a different mindset, without the critics in your ear. And Selena series should be out very soon.
They're not in our ears.
No, I saw that. I respected that. I was like, no, they get it. They get it. Yeah. So Tax Collector in October. Selena around the corner. Support Murder in the Woods. My girl Chelsea is in that as well. That comes out on DVD very soon. I think today. And yeah, we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep killing it. Yeah, with Danny Trejo.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's your girl.
Nice slasher movie.
And then what's interesting is that look at that. Look
Mírala.
at that one.
Ay, mi Chelsea.
She's badass, man.
She's such
badass.
a chingona. That's also part of it, you know. Chingonas hang out with chingonas. Chingones hang out with chingones, and that's my girl, ride or die. Since 2010, since the start of my career, I met her on the pilot of East Los High. So we've been friends for a long time. So we're gonna have a lot of big things to grow together.
Gabriel is also in Selena that you had from East Los High, right?
That's right. East Los High alum with Gabe Chaveria, who's playing AB, playing my brother. And
is he gaining weight for the performance? Did he have to? You know, I'm not saying AB's heavy. I'm not saying AB's heavy.
No, not you, Jesse.
Not me.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing that's made me nervous about my career was that I had a vow to myself. I wanted to be the actor that you were like, oh, I know him, I know her. What's her name? She was in this, and they were in this and that. There's the Asian guy that's in like 160 movies or something, and no one knows his name. Like, so that's, I wanted my privacy and I wanted my craft and I wanted to be a working actor. That's all that mattered, not fame. And now that like I've been introduced to the beauty and the challenges of it, I just get a little like.
Well, you're doing interviews. That's not going to be very low key doing interviews, you know.
I know.
Yeah, but the chat is where it's a little it's organic. So you don't know.
True.
You don't
It's
know.
real.
So
that's a good way of saying it. You know, we start off with one person watching the show, and now we have two people watching the show.
Poco a poco,
My
baby,
mom
poco a poco.
and my girlfriend. No, but you know, we have a really good crowd.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, is that cool?
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Come on, y'all.
Hi, I'm Noemi Gonzalez. We are on Latino Slant podcast, and you can check me out in Tax Collector and Selena series coming soon. Mad love to all these guys killing it in the game. I see you. Mad love. I'll be here soon. Go.
The actress Noemi Gonzalez on the show, and we've talked about infinitum about Noemi's beauty and her grace, her smarts, her talent, and what a down-to-earth person she is. And she did this hour-long interview with us, and you can see both parts here on the channel. I just kind of wanted you to really sink this in for a second, what this person day to day looks like, right? That this is a working actor, and what a working actor can do to change their body, change themselves for the part of a particular job that they get. So we all know now that Noemi got the job of Suzette Quintanilla, Selena's sister, in the show Selena, which is coming on Netflix in December. Okay. Now, Suzette was Selena's drummer, her sister, but she was a heavier woman, let's just say, than Selena, than Noemi. Here's a transformation that Noemi had to go through. Okay, this is how she looked, I'd say about a year ago. This was her about, I'd say, beginning of the year before any of the beer bug happened. So you could still see her face there, right? You could still see Noemi in there. She cut her hair for the role, but she had to change herself, right? She had to slowly change herself into this role. And here, she just put this photo up, and here she is, full Suzette Quintanilla Regale. Look at that. So look at this. Now, let's go back to her for a second, right? And here. I mean, she's got the perm, she's got the short hair, and there's other shots where you do indeed see that Noemi did the Robert De Niro, really went all out for this role. That's in, like we said, this show is the TV miniseries Selena that's going to be on Netflix coming out in December. This is Cristian Serratos playing the title role. Beautiful. But like I said, it just saw this on Instagram this morning, and we are connected to Noemi. She's fantastic. So here's the thing, Happy Dinosaur, and you bring up a great point. Couldn't they just cast an out of shape lady? That is a very valid question. That's a great question. Okay. Here's the thing. Of course. Back in 1990, whatever it was, when they did the movie, they cast Jackie, I forgot her last name, the actress, who was, we won't say out of shape. We'll say, curvier woman, fuller, or at least I will. But I'm sure she's kind of a little too old for the role now. You got to understand, Happy Dinosaur, Suzette Quintanilla was the drummer of the band. They needed an actor who could pull off drumming, who could look legit drumming. And guess what? Our girl, Noemi Gonzalez, was a musician. That came with it. So not only did she look the part in the face a little bit, again, she had to fill herself out, and she had to know the drums. And if you guys remember, and I think Kai remembers this, when we did the interview with Noemi, she was on break. She wasn't filming that day. If you remember, she was on break from drumming. So when she was not filming, she was practicing her drums every day. And I think we need to give props to I do to actors who go all out for their roles, man, because those actors still exist. Let me tell you guys something. Mrs. Slant is a great actor, and I've talked about her before. She just did some work on a reoccurring on a huge hit on Fox called 911. She plays a fire captain, and just for a day's work, right? She readied herself, but she had to go through about 3 COVID tests just to be on the set. Noemi, on the other hand, with Selena, she had her own makeup, she had her own crew who those were the only people she could interact with on set. I mean, they're going all out to protect each other with this so they can get the job done. So I got a little insight to the actor's life just because of we're a family of actors, me and Mrs. Slant. So yeah, that's just a little insight. Happy Dinosaur. She wanted to get in, and just like Abu Nas, man, just like Andy Vargas, they wanted to get in because they see what we're doing. And they want to be part of it from the ground up. We're here on the ground up. You guys are part of the ground up, all right? 32 Flavors, RC, Happy Dinosaur, M. Dastardly, Jake D, all the homies, our co-hosts. You guys are part of the ground up of the Latino Slant. And Noemi wanted to say, you know what? Let's do this interview. I'm not going to do it live, but you're going to do the interview. So we had a great time. So please check that out. Here's the link one more time. And Happy Dinosaur says, I give any actress credit. It takes a lot of dedication to change your build for a job. Yeah, especially period ones, because you got to understand, Selena now is a period piece. They're covering from the 70s to the 90s. So there's a lot there to cover. There's a lot there that they're going to cover. So I just hope it comes from a completely. It's strange because now it's a legend, right? Selena is now a legend. And this, we'll talk about Selena one more time. Selena is now a legend. Her story's been told once. It's been told also like on the ID crime channels, documentary style. Now it's being told again. And when we retell our legends, we hopefully want to retell them from a different point of view. Some insight we didn't have before. That would be wonderful.